guys, welcome back to the vlog. I know it's been a while, and on the last episode I talked a lot about collaboration. Collaborating with other teachers is one of my favorite things to do, and one of my favorite ways to do that is in creating products for all of you that will be very helpful and useful in your classrooms. We're going to talk about one of those today, and it's something that my friend Kim Adsit and I call HomePLAY. So HomePLAY was developed with this idea that teachers are tired of sending home worksheet after worksheet after worksheet, and unfortunately some of the big box curriculums, that's what they encourage teachers to do. And nothing drives me more nuts than a teacher just sending home a worksheet saying, well, it's in the book, I have to send it home. No, you don't. Like, that's the point of differentiation in education, is trying to find things that work for the child. So I reached out to my friend Kim because I built these in my classroom a little bit last year, and the parents absolutely loved them. I was sending home games and activities and all kinds of things that the parents were loving to do with their children at home because the kids didn't see it as homework. They saw it as a chance to play with their parents, a chance to play as a family. So I got such great praise from parents that I reached out to Kim and I said, hey, let's create this together. I know you're big on games in the classroom, and you know I am as well. What if we created something to send home? So we came up with this pack called HomePLAY. HomePLAY packs are 10 game packs that you'll copy multiples of depending on your number of students, and that you send home at the beginning of the week, and the children bring them back when they've completed them. Now, you're gonna have children who complete them right away because they wanna play another game, and you have some that might not have time. And that's the beauty of this. Homework tends to be tedious sometimes in the sense that we send it home, expect it to do the next day. Families are busy. That's tough to do when you're sending home project and all these different assignments from multiple teachers, right? So this is designed at the fact that we understand families are busy. We know that you want to play as a family. If we send home too many worksheets, you're not going to have time to do those fun things. So take your time and play with your child. So HomePLAY allows you to do just that. So the first HomePLAY pack I'm going to show you is one that I printed out, and it's our apples and pumpkins pack. We call it our fall pack. It is available on TPT in Kim's store, and I'll link everything below in the description. But every HomePLAY pack is going to be designed with the same basic things, and I'll show you some of the games, right? So everyone is going to come with an example of how to build these bags for your classroom. So the way that we've done these is we've set them up to make it easy for a teacher to store and manage and send home. So each game will have a bag. This can be a bag, it can be a file folder, it could be a big clasp envelope that you want to store in. It doesn't have to be a fancy bag. Kim is really good about fancying things up, and I wish that she could have done this for my classroom too. But this could simply go in a giant clasp folder, one of those like manila folders, right? However you'd like to do it. So you need a pack for the game somehow, whether it be in an envelope, in a bag, in a folder, whatever it is. Every child needs their own folder that will stay with them, right? This is gonna have sheets in it that we'll show you in just a second. And then this is kind of what it looks like. So when it goes home, you put everything in a 2-gallon Ziploc. There's the child's folder. There's the game that they're playing for that night or for that week or whatever it may be, okay? Each game pack, so each envelope or bag, however you wanna do it, is gonna have all the directions you need for the game that I'll show you in a second, all the pieces you need that you could put inside little Ziplocs, and then the mats and work mats that you'll need as well too, and I'll show you what those look like. So we start this off with a letter to the parents, and that letter to the parents kind of explains our philosophy behind this, why we think it's important to sit down and play with your child. So everyone has a parent letter inside of it that reminds the parents to ask us if they have questions, whatever it may be. So you'll have those at your disposal in the pack when you download it. The other thing that's in there is a parent contract, and this became very important, and you understand, teachers, that because when you send something home, you might not always get it back, right? So the parent contract is laid out, not only that we expect them to take care of this stuff, but we expect them to play this with their child. We want to see the accountability at home as well as in school. So it's a contract for the parent to sign saying they're going to participate in homework bags, HomePLAY bags, sorry, and take care of the stuff that we send home. Now the other things that come with every pack that is kind of generic to them is you're gonna have a list as a teacher with all your students' names, and this is fall game 1, 2, 3 through 10. So by the student's name, you can check off what game they had, or you can date it to show that they've already taken that bag home. Inside each child's folder, their individual folder, you're gonna keep some copies of this, the parent response form. And the parent response form is to let the parent show you what happened at home or how it went. So it's got the name, the date, the activity that they did, but this part was really cool to see parents send back. My child did well with, my child struggled with. Those two things were key in this pack because the parents are gonna see some things at home that you might not see in the classroom with 20 other kids running around, right? So it was really a way to hone in on a child's individual skills and see what they were doing well and what they might need a little more help with when they come back to school. The other thing that's inside there that will stay with the child's folder is just a parent signature sheet to show that they had a certain game and they got it done on a certain date. So the parents know that they're doing it to show that accountability. So those are the things that come with every single one that you'll copy for every student or every bag. Now I want to show you what's in the apples and pumpkins pack, that you can kind of get an idea of what these games look like. Now I've got mine stored in a binder for display purposes when I go out and talk at conferences. You probably won't want to keep these in a binder unless you want to use sheet protectors like this, and here's the cover of a game, and then behind it inside the sheet protector you could put the pieces. This is just how I stored mine to show off when I go speak at conferences. So in the fall pack, the apples and pumpkin pack, there are 10 games designated by F1 through F10, fall 1, fall 2, fall 3, right? So each one has a title page for the game, and we do have these in color and black and white. If you'd rather print them off in black and white on colored cardstock, we've got that option for you. So the first game in our pack is Apple ABC Match. And it's a simple game of matching uppercase letters to lowercase letters. So you'll cut these cards apart, laminate them, throw them in the bag, and that's what the child uses to play the game matching letters, to show that skill. But here's where we stepped up a notch, because we know that not every child is going to need to practice that over and over again, or even maybe practice it at all. So if we send this home and we want some differentiation happening at home, we give that option over here. On the direction page for every single game, you're going to see the goals of the activity that are I can statements for the child to understand, so what we want the child learning. We also have the directions for the parent that's laid out very easy to understand. And then Kim has added, and I love this idea, other activities. So we've taken the idea of differentiation and we've sent it home. So here are 3 other activities to do with this game other than just matching up uppercase and lowercase letters. Now, the other games in this pack, like I said, are all revolved around apples and pumpkins, and most of them have what we call a recording sheet, because we want to show some accountability on the child's part as well. This one comes after the ABC match game. These get cut into thirds by the teacher, and the child just writes down some letters that they found that they can write. So just another step in the activity of showing accountability. Some games have recording sheets, some games don't, and you'll see why. The next game in the apples and pumpkin pack is Apple Tree 1, 2, 3. And what you're going to do, same thing, you're going to see the goals, the directions, the optional activities for every game. This will go in the bag with all the pieces. And then this one, you're going to copy out 10 copies of this tree. Again, we have this in black and white as well. So you're going to copy out 10 copies of the tree. And on each card, they're going to label those cards with these cards 1 through 10. So on the table or the floor, wherever a child is playing this, they would lay out 10 trees across the table or the floor. And then they're going to number the trees by laying the 0 through 10 cards on them. You're going to need 11 trees, because one tree is going to have 0, right? So 11 trees get copied. You don't have to use the 0, you could use 10. These get laid on the tree, so the child's working on number ordering, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. And then you're going to cut apart these apples, cut them all individually into squares, and the child's going to count out that many apples onto a tree. So not only are we working on counting, but we're working on number ordering. We're matching an image to a number, so lots of things going on here. This one also has a recording sheet, just tracing numbers and writing numbers. The next one is a simple roll and cover game. These have been played for years, but this one is roll and cover 1 through 6. So goals, directions, other activities. Children are going to take turn rolling dice, and we have green apples and yellow apples. So if they play this, the parent, they could be the green apple, the parent could be the yellow apple. They're going to roll the die. Whatever they land on, they cover it up with one of their little tiny apples that I showed you right here. At the end, whoever has the most apples covered wins the game, or however you'd like to play it. And all that is explained in the directions. We have the same exact thing, but 1 through 12. So we're using 2 dice now. Same thing. Apple pie names. This one I absolutely love. So this one, you're going to copy off the pies. Pie page looks like this. And then you're going to lay out letters to build your name. So you might copy 2 pie tins, and on one pie they put the apples that have letters that are in their name, and on the other pie they're going to put the apples that do not have the letters in their name. And then we also have optional activities down here for children to do with this game. Apple number order, same kind of thing. We're using our apple trees again. You only need 1 of these though. The teacher's going to cut out these apples, and then the child is going to put them in order. So obviously if it's just the numeral, they're going to label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to 10. The other one is actually counting out dots of apples and putting them in order 1, 2, 3 all the way to 10. And just a fun little activity to do. And then we also have working on numbers in order. So tracing numbers in order, and on the back of that is writing numbers in order as a recording sheet. Pumpkin Patch ABC Match is just like the apples, but it's pumpkins now. And we also gave some different other activities there. We have another recording sheet to practice writing letters, so you can just mix it up with apples and pumpkins. Pumpkin counting 1 through 10 is kind of like the trees, but now we're counting out onto wagons. They're using pumpkins, and we give you some optional activities as well. Pumpkin patch patterns takes the idea of patterning, and we split it up into different things. So in the first part of it, you're gonna need, as the teacher, to cut out all of these extra pieces over here, because those will fit on the card somewhere. So the child's gonna look at this first pattern of the girl, the boy, the girl, the boy, the girl, the boy, the girl. They're gonna need the boy, so they would lay down that card on that page. So that is pumpkin patch patterns, and that's an easy one to do with the child as well. So that's a great skill to practice. Again, we also have the goals, the directions, the other activities you can do with that game right there. The last page is a recording sheet that goes along with that. So now they're gonna color their own pumpkin patterns on the faces, and then just their own at the bottom as well. Now, the last one, F10, I don't have in this binder because I actually have it being laminated right now and ready to make into an actual game, because F10 in this one, and also the 10th game in the next pack, the November pack, is also just a game board game. Like, we know parents and kids love to play games, board games. So we created a board game that goes through it. And the one in this pack is called, see, I've made some of these, I forget. Pumpkin Patch Roll and Race. So it's a dice rolling game where they have to make their way through a pumpkin patch and get to the end first. Just a board game to play with their families at home. So we are so excited about these. If you have downloaded these and you're using them, please leave us comments and let us know what you think. So these are based around a kindergarten curriculum and things that might be being taught at that time. But we want you to keep in mind that the other activities offer those skills for higher level thinking, right? So we give that option there, and we use that as a way to show the parents that there can be other things done with these. So we hope you love them as we have. The parents in my classroom love them. I love making them and playing them with my own kids. Some of the pictures you're gonna see on the packs when you go to Kim's TPT store are her and her grandkids playing them together. So make sure you check it out on Kim Adsit. If you go to TPT and just type in Kim Adsit homework, you're gonna see the HomePLAY bags pop up, and they are both there, apples and pumpkins and the November packs. We have the fall and the November out, and we'll be releasing more really soon. But again, I wanna know what you think. So if you like them and you've used them, comment below, let me know. The link will be in the descriptions, and that's just a way to make learning fun at home, guys. Keep it up. Make homework meaningful.